Hi everyone, it's so good to see you again. George Washington said, "It is far better to be alone than to be in bad company." And it's very true. Unfortunately, when we get involved with people, and I'm not saying everybody does this, but there are some people in this world who lie, manipulate, steal. They look for ways to use and abuse. So we really need to sit back and look at the people that are in our lives. Is anyone adding to our lives in a positive way rather than a negative way? Say, well, I don't know what the difference is. Well, a lot of times if someone is using and abusing you, a lot of times you get to the point where you just don't know any different. You've become so used to it that you are blinded to what they're actually doing to you. And then you can't figure out why you're so drained all the time. Why am I tired? Why when I talk to this person, I'm exhausted afterwards? Why do they always rope me into things that I don't want to get involved in? What is going on in my life? Well, a lot of times it has to do with the company that we keep. And we really need to look at who we're associated with, because who we're associated with is going to determine where we're going to go in life. And you say, well, I don't know that that's true. It is true. If you hang around with a bunch of thieves and robbers, more than likely you're going to be getting involved in stealing at some point. You know, it might be some minor shoplifting, but it's still stealing. It's not right at all. But my point is that if you don't look at this and you're not careful, you're going to walk into something you don't need to be involved in. And I can tell you from personal experience, there have been people in my life that, you know, I have to take a step back from going, they are not good for me. I don't like what I'm becoming. I don't like what's being said. I don't like what's coming out of my mouth. I don't like what's happening. I don't want to become judgy. I don't want to look at people and not see the best in them. I don't I don't want that. I want to look at people and say, you know what I like about you? Do you know what I find about you that's wonderful? Do you know what is exciting every time I walk into the room and I get a chance to talk to you? Do you know how I look forward to spending time with you? And it's not just how you make me feel, but it's what you add to me and it's what I add to you. So if you want to be a businessman, you don't hang out with people who aren't in business. You work with businessmen. You look for successful, strong businessmen and women, and you say, okay, how do I do what you do? You spend time listening to Dale Carnegie. You spend time listening to Zig Ziglar, John Maxwell. You listen to different people who are out there in the business world, and you say, okay, how are you doing what you're doing? And they'll show you. But if you're not hanging out with people like that, and you're hanging out with doctors, nothing wrong with that. Businessmen and doctors can work together, but they're only going to get you so far. And the other thing is, the good news about doctors being connected, if you're a businessman, is that they do know other businessmen and they can help you with that. But my point is, if you're going to fly like an eagle, you need to fly with the eagles. You can't fly with the sparrows and say, I'm an eagle, I'm an eagle. It doesn't work that way. If you want to fly with the sparrows and you're a sparrow, great. You know, birds of a feather flock together. So don't be afraid to step back and say, okay, who am I associated with? Do I like them as a person? Why am I associated with this person? Is it only from what I can gain, or is it from something that is a mutual relationship? We respect one another. You know, I look forward to seeing this person. They look forward to seeing me. What can I do to add to their life? Because if you truly appreciate them, you are going to look to add to their life. You're not going to look to take away or to detract from them. You're not going to be talking about them behind their backs. And really, we need to have those kind of relationships where we're sitting there and looking at who can I build up today, and who's building me up today. Now, you don't, like I said, don't go walk up to somebody and you just suck them dry. That's wrong. All right, we don't do that. We're there to help one another. But if you're going to associate with the wrong kinds of people, then it's better for you just to be alone. George Washington's right. Keep your own company. At least you know how far you're going to go, what you're going to do, and what you're going to be up to. You know what is at stake if you go this route, rather than hang out with a bunch of people and finally you just get so used to it, you just go, well, okay, all right, so, you know, sure, we'll do drugs. Sure, we'll drink. Sure, we'll go and watch pornography. No, 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 no. Now, if you're doing these things, that's between you and God, okay? I'm not here to judge you. I'm just saying, whatever you expose yourself to, whether it's people or things, you're going to be attracted to it, and it's going to be attracted to you. So don't be afraid to be alone for a while if you have to. just to say I'm cutting certain things and certain people out of my life until I can figure out what's going on. I want to make a change. I want to make a change for the better. And if that means I need to be separated from you, I'm going to do that. If that means I'm going to be separated from this, maybe it's food addiction, whatever the case may be, you're saying I'm going to separate myself. And I'm saying don't stop. I'm not saying don't eat, okay? I'm saying cut out certain foods. All right? Let's face it. There's certain foods when we eat it, we know what it's going to do to us. Why put ourselves through that? But we do it because we like the taste or we like the flavor or whatever. But again, that happens also with people. So I want to encourage you today to just sit back and go, all right, is this going to help me or is this going to hurt me? Is this person in my life going to be the kind of person I could be friends with for the rest of my life? What is it about them that I'm attracted to? And find out, is it a good attraction or a bad one? And if it's a bad one, sever it. Just sever it. Don't allow it to continue to grow in your life, because if you don't, it will fester and become something that you never intended, and you also now have created this monster that you've got to feed. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't put anybody in that position. Decide for yourself that the company that you're going to keep, if it's going to be anybody's company, it's going to be your own. And if you do get involved with other people and other things, is it adding to your life in a positive way and not a negative way? So sit down today and look at your life. I'm constantly looking at mine. What do I need to do? What do I need to look at to make me a better person? How do I encourage others? How do I bless others? What can I do today to make a difference in the world around me? And I want to encourage you to do the same, because until we get ourselves in a good position, it's really hard to make a difference in somebody else's life. And that's in any arena. So don't be afraid today. Don't be afraid to make decisions. Don't be afraid to step back and to say, you know what, I just need a break from everybody and everything. I'm shutting off social media. I'm just going to take time out and go, okay, what do I want and how am I going to get there? And are these things going to get me there, or are they going to stop me? Just take time out to reflect and to know that even if you're alone for just a while, it's better than being in bad company. I appreciate you joining us today. Have a great day.